Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're cracking open a strategic playbook that honestly totally reframes how we look at digital marketing. Now, if you follow this space, you already know the tools. But the source material we're digging into today, it looks way past the software to reveal digital marketing's true role, which is literally the modern business's ultimate great equalizer.
I mean, think about the old way of doing things, right? Paying an absolute premium for a billboard or a flashy magazine spread, crossing your fingers, and just hoping the right person happens to glance up at the exact right moment. It was a massive guessing game. But today's digital strategies have entirely replaced that blind hope with hyper-measurable precision.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for the playbook. We're going to start with the digital marketing toolbox, then targeting your true audience, cost control and agility, the whole David versus Goliath dynamic, the power of measurement, and finally, converting at every stage. Let's get into it.
Part 1. The Digital Marketing Toolbox. We're moving from guesswork to precision instruments.
Our source material neatly splits all the noise out there into two distinct camps, organic and paid. You absolutely know the players here. You've got SEO, content, and inbound on the organic side, PPC, affiliates, and social on the paid side. But strategically, think of organic as building long-term equity. You know, you're creating assets that actually compound over time. Contrast that with the paid side, which is essentially performance-based renting. You're trading dollars for immediate, scalable traffic. Both are super important, but they play very different roles.
But here's the kicker. Channels alone don't scale without operational leverage. And that is exactly where marketing automation and email pipelines come into play. We aren't just talking about blasting out generic newsletters here. No. This is about building automated, intelligent systems that trigger the absolute right message to the right prospect without you having to lift a finger. It's a total game changer.
Which brings us to Section 2. Targeting your true audience. Finding the exact people who actually want your product.
So, with traditional mass media, you're basically buying eyeballs and just praying for relevance. But digital? It flips that entire model on its head. You aren't just targeting broad demographics anymore. You are targeting actual intent. By leaning into search behaviors and highly granular social data, you're able to put your solution exactly in front of the people actively raising their hands for it. How cool is that? Now, what's really fascinating here is how this incredible level of targeting feeds directly into your buyer personas. And the massive takeaway from the research is this. These aren't static, fictional characters just sitting in some forgotten PDF. Because digital platforms give us a constant, real-time feedback loop, you are continuously refining these profiles based on real-world data. That's what allows you to hyper-customize your messaging to wildly different subsets of your buyers.
Moving right along to Section 3. Cost control and agility. This is all about maximizing ROI and pivoting on the fly.
Let's talk about the fundamental financial difference here. Traditional advertising is a sunk cost, period. That billboard costs the exact same amount whether it brings in 50 new clients or absolutely zero. But digital agility, it puts you firmly in the driver's seat. If the ROI on a campaign suddenly dips today, you can literally pull the plug tonight and reroute that exact same budget into a high-performing social campaign by tomorrow morning. Zero wasted spend. It's incredibly powerful.
Section 4. David versus Goliath. This is where the playbook reveals how we level the playing field.
If you're a lean startup facing off against massive, bloated corporate budgets, this quote from the source material is an absolute game changer. Listen to this. Search engines don't care which brand is the most popular. Instead, they emphasize information that resonates most with the target audience. I mean, really think about that for a second. Millions of dollars in corporate ad spend literally cannot bully its way past highly relevant, carefully targeted content.
So, the big question is, how do we arm David for this fight? Well, by stacking high ROI tactics. We're talking aggressive targeting of long-tail keywords in SEO, publishing hyper-niche content, and building community-led social media. You absolutely don't need a Super Bowl-sized budget to win this. You just need to be the most relevant answer in the room for a very specific high-intent search query.
Which flows perfectly into Section 5, the power of measurement, tracking real-time end-to-end metrics.
Just imagine the archaic practice of placing a newspaper ad. It's essentially a black box, right? You have zero granular data on who actually read it versus who just used it to align their birdcage. Real-time online tracking completely tears open that black box. You are observing behavioral data instantly, which means you can track the exact ROI of literally every single dollar you deploy.
And we aren't just tracking the final sale here. We're tracking the entire digital footprint.
Impressions, time on page, click-through rates, the whole shebang. So why does this granular, end-to-end picture matter so much? Well, because even the absolute best strategies rely on some assumptions. If your data reveals an assumption was slightly off on day 2 of a new campaign, you don't scrap the whole project. No way. You just look at the metrics and fix it on the fly.
And finally, Section 6, converting at every stage, the full funnel strategy.
The fundamental truth we have to embrace here is that all leads are definitely not created equal. To consistently generate high-quality leads, you've got to intercept them early in the buyer's journey. You're building trust and providing real value long before that prospect's credit card ever comes out of their wallet.
Nailing this execution requires a strict 3-step loop. First, you engage early with incredibly high-value content. Second, you track their behavior across your entire digital ecosystem so you know exactly where they are in their personal journey. And third, you optimize ruthlessly based on that data. This right here is true inbound marketing. It's a data-driven machine that seamlessly turns a total stranger into a raving, loyal customer.
Man, we have covered some incredible ground today, from building out the toolbox to running advanced full funnel measurement. The era of just throwing money at a wall and hoping something sticks is completely dead. So, I'm going to leave you with this one question to chew on for your own ventures. Are you ready to stop guessing and start leveraging the ultimate strategic edge? Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer, and honestly, I can't wait to see how you execute this playbook. Catch you next time.